Hello, welcome to AutoCAD tutorial. In this tutorial, we will discuss the basics of drawing using AutoCAD. Therefore, we are going to use drawing toolbar. So, draw toolbar is the toolbar located to the left side of AutoCAD screen. So, as per the discussion made in the first tutorial, toolbars provide command in the form of their symbol. So every symbol here represent the command. For example, the line here represent the line command. Polygon here, the symbol of polygon represent polygon command. So we can easily click on the command we need by just looking at the symbol. Then we can start working with that specific command. Therefore, for today, we will discuss some of the most important commands associated with this drawing toolbar. So these commands will be polyline command, polygon, rectangle, arc, circle, region, and adding text. So we are not going to discuss line command since we had the discussion on line command in the previous tutorials. Before discussing about polyline, let us start with line command, because polyline command combines the two commands, line plus arc. So arc is a part of drawing or an object that has circular shape. So to make the arc, we have to search for the symbol of arc from draw toolbar. So arc is located here. When you move your cursor on the symbol, the name immediately appears. So clicking on the arc symbol means you are starting the arc command. So after clicking any command from the draw toolbar, you have to look at the command line for what you need to do next. So I have to go to command line. The command line says specify start point of arc. So in this method of drawing arc, I have to specify 3 points. The first point is the starting point of my arc, then the second point is the midpoint of my arc, and the third point is the end point of my arc. So I have to specify my first point here, for example here. So I already specified my first point. So let me draw arc having the diameter of 6 drawing unit. That means the opening of the arc is 6, the depth is 2. So we use relative coordinate system since it is very simple to identify the pointers on the screen. So the second point must be the midpoint. So we have to divide the opening of the arc, which is 6, by divide by 2. That means the value of x will be 3. The value of y is the depth of the arc, which is 2. So I have to type at, since I'm using relative coordinate entry system, I have to type at, then 3 is located to the right side of my reference point here. So x value is 3, positive 3. The y value is also 2 because it is located to the upper side of my reference point. Then I will press enter. Then the end point of my arc. Now the midpoint is the reference point for my end point. So from the midpoint to the end point, the x value shifts to the right, the y value shifts down from my last reference point. That means the y value will be negative. So I have to type at x value 3, comma, y value -2, then enter. So I get arc. So this method of drawing arc is called second point method. So after you start the arc, you have to specify 2 points, the midpoint and end point of the arc. Now we can discuss polyline command. Polyline command is a command which allows the user to draw an object using line as well as arc command at the same time. so it is equipped with both line as well as arc command, so we can simply switch between the two commands to make objects or shapes having both line and arc. So for example, here this object is equipped or it is drawn by using the combination of line and 3 arcs. So to make this object without terminating the command, we can simply use polyline command. So to draw this object, starting from this point by moving counterclockwise, so the dimension is given here. This horizontal line is 8 drawing unit. The radius of this curve is 2 drawing unit. That means the diameter is, or the opening of the arc is 4, the depth is 2. So this will be applicable for all arcs. Again, this side is 8. Since this one is 4, this one is also 4 drawing unit. So to draw this one, we have to click on polyline command, then start point. I consider this as my start point, then I move counterclockwise. So starting point, let me specify this point as my starting point. So from this starting point, using relative coordinate entry system, to draw the horizontal line having 8 drawing unit, I have to type at the x value is 8 from my reference point, the y value is 0 because I am going to draw horizontal line. 8, 0, enter. Then I get the horizontal line. Then after this horizontal line having 8 drawing unit, the next shape is arc. So I have to switch from line command to arc command. So when you look at the command line, it says specify next point or arc half width length. So I can switch to arc command by typing A. So I have to type A, enter. Then the command is changed to arc command from line command. Now there are different methods of drawing arc. We can draw arc by specifying the angle, the center, the direction, the radius, as well as using second point method. So the previous method we used to draw arc is second point method of drawing arc. So we use that method. So to select second point method, I have to type S. So I have to type S. So you have to remember A, then S. A is to change to arc. S is to select second point method. Then press enter key. Then specify second point on arc. Second point means the midpoint of the arc. So here, this is my starting point. The midpoint is, since the opening is 4 divided by 2 is 2. So the x value is 2 to the right, positive. The y value is always the depth of the arc, which is 2. So it is towards upward direction. So both the value of x and the y are positive. So I have to type at 2, 2. Then enter. Specify endpoint of the arc. The endpoint of the arc, now my reference point is here, the endpoint of arc is here. So from this point to this point, the x value changes by 2 to the right, then the y value changes by 2 downward from my last reference point. That means the value of y is negative, the value of x is positive. That means I have to type at relative coordinate system 2, -2, enter. Then I get the arc here. Then the next part is line, which is horizontal line. So I have to switch from arc command to line command. So to do so, I have to type L. Line is here. So the first letter of line is L. Then enter. Now the command is changed to line command. So specify next point, horizontal line having 8 drawing unit. That means I have to type at 8, 0, then enter. Again at this point, the next part is line, which is vertical line having the distance of 4 drawing unit. So I don't need to switch to other command. I have to continue with line command. So from this point, this is my reference point now. From this point, I have to move 4 distance towards y, 0 distance towards x, because my reference point is here. So I have to type at 0 towards x, comma 4 towards y. Enter. Now, then I get this vertical line. Again at this point I have to switch to arc because the next part is arc. So I have to type A for arc, then enter. S to choose second point method, enter. Now from this reference point x distance moves towards the left because the depth is 2. Now the depth is considered as x value. Now it is located to the horizontal direction. The x value is -2, the y value is 2. So I have to type at -2, 2, enter. Then the end point, my reference point is the midpoint. Now from this the x value shifts 2 to the right, the y value 2 towards upward direction, so both values are positive. So I have to type at 2, 2, enter. Now I have to switch to line command to draw this vertical line. So L, enter. So the vertical line shift at 0 towards x, 4 towards upward direction, towards positive y axis. At this point I have to shift to the left side. This is my reference point. I have to shift to the left side with the value of 8 drawing unit. So the x value is negative, the y value is 0 since it's horizontal line. At -8, 0, enter. Now I have to switch to arc A, enter, S, enter. Now from this reference point the x value is to the left, -2, the y values downward again, -2. So both values are negative. So I have to type at -2, -2, enter. Then the end point, from this reference point, the x value to the left, the y value upward. That means only x value is negative and the y value is positive. So at -2, 2, enter. Now I have to switch to line command, L, enter. I have to move -8 towards the left from this reference point. I have to type at -8, 0, enter. Now I can close to my starting point by typing C on the command line, then press enter. Now I get the object which is similar to this one. So if we see the dimension, it should be the same as the dimension given on the drawing area. So the radius of arc, you can also check the radius of this arc is also 2. The dimension of the vertical line between this and this is 4. So we get the perfect object which is given for us using polyline. So the main purpose of using polyline is to draw objects having both line and arcs by switching between the two commands. Okay, so the next command, let us draw rectangle command. Again, the symbol of rectangle is located here. So to draw rectangle, we have to specify 2 opposite corner points. So that means if this is my first corner point, the opposite corner point is this one. If this is my first corner point, the opposite corner point is this one. So we can draw rectangle by specifying the opposite corner points. So here, clicking on rectangle, the command line says specify first corner point. So first corner point, for example, this is my first corner point, then I have to specify the opposite corner point here, then I can simply get my rectangle. But if you have to draw the rectangle with known dimension, you can do that one using relative coordinate system. For example, I want to draw rectangle having the width of 20 and the height of 10 drawing unit. So to do so, I have to click on rectangle, then I have to specify first corner point, for example this point, then I have to type at the distance of x is the width, which is 20, comma, the distance of y is 10, then enter. So when you dimension this one, the width must be 20 and the height must be 10, because we have specified everything correctly. So as you see, the width is 20, the height is 10 drawing units. Okay, so this is how to draw rectangle using rectangle command from draw toolbar. Circle command, again, there are different methods of drawing circle. We will see some of them. So circle command is located next to arc command here. So clicking on circle, the command line says specify center point for circle. Then I can specify center point for my circle by clicking inside my drawing area. Once I specify the center of the circle, the command line is requesting me to specify the radius or the diameter of circle. So I want to draw a circle having radius of 7 drawing units, so I have to type 7, enter. Then I get my circle. So if I see the dimension, the radius must be 7. So as you see, R stands for radius, 7 is the radius of this circle. So there are we can also draw circle tangents to two different circles. For example, I want a circle which is tangent to this circle as well as this circle. So tangent means a contact point between the two objects. So the circle which I draw must have one contact point on this circle, one contact point on this circle. So to do so, I have to click on circle. To select tangent method of circle drawing, I have to type T, then enter. Now the command line says specify point on object for first tangent of circle. So I have to find out the point on this circle. So once I get deferred tangent with the help of O snap, I'll click on this one, then specify point on object for second tangent of circle. On the other circle, I have to find deferred tangent, I have to click. Then finally I have to specify the radius of the new circle between these two circles. Again, I have to put 6, enter. Now I get a circle which has a contact point with this circle as well as this circle. This kind of drawing circle is called tangent method. So this is how to draw a circle. The next command we will discuss is polygon command. So polygon is an object having more than 2 sides. So triangle can be polygon, rectangle, square can be a polygon. So to draw a polygon, I have to draw a circle, because in AutoCAD we draw polygon either inscribed in a circle or a polygon circumferenced about circle. So I have to first draw a circle with known radius. So I have to click on circle, then specify the center. The radius, you have to remember this one, the radius is 6 drawing unit, and you get the circle. So we have this circle with a radius of 6 drawing unit. So I can start working on my polygon. So polygon is located here. By clicking on polygon, I have to look at the command line. The command line says enter number of sides. So you have to specify the number of sides you need. For example, I need a polygon having 5 number of sides. So by typing 5, I have to press enter key. Then specify center of polygon. So the center of polygon must be the center of circle. So to get the center of circle, I have to open OSNAP from status bar, because OSNAP is used to point out the center of object, the midpoint, end point, tangent point as well. So with the help of OSNAP, I have to find out the center. So this is the center of circle. Then once I get the center, I have to click on that center. Then I have to look at to my command line. The command line says enter an option. I have two options: a polygon inscribed in a circle or a polygon circumferenced about the circle. So I need a polygon inscribed in the circle. That means the polygon will be in the circle, so the circle will be from the outer side. So to select that option, I have to type the first letter of that command, which is I. Then I have to press enter key, specify radius of circle. So initially we draw the circle with radius of 6 drawing unit. So I have to type 6 here. So the radius of circle is 6. Then I have to press enter. So you get a polygon which is inscribed in the circle. So the number of sides of this polygon is 5. Now let us draw a polygon circumferenced about the circle. So again, I have to get the circle, this time radius of circle 7 drawing unit. Then go to polygon, enter number of sides, this time 6 number of sides, enter. Specify center of polygon, again center of polygon must be the center of circle. So I have to find out the center of circle. I have to click on that one, then enter option which is circumferenced, because I need polygon circumferenced about the circle. So I will type C, then press enter key, then specify radius of circle. The radius of my circle is 7, so I have to type 7, then enter. So as you see, the polygon is circumferenced about the circle. Circle is from the inner side. In this case, circle is from the outer side. So this is the two different methods of drawing polygon. Okay, now let us discuss how to make a region. So region is basically used to make or to combine the different parts of object into one object. So for example, this object is drawn by line command. So when we draw object using line command, each side is separated from each other. That means each side is considered as one object. But using polyline, when we draw this object, every part of the object is interconnected to each other. That means this object is considered as one object, but this object is considered as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different objects, because you can specifically erase one part of this drawing. So in order to connect different objects to make them one object, we need to use region command. This is very important when we discuss about 3D modeling. So to make this object one object, I have to click on region command here. So when you click on region command, the command line requests you to select objects, not one object. So because we have to connect different objects together, so I have to select all of these objects. So as you see, 5 found, that means 5 different objects. Again, the command line is looking for additional objects, but since this is the only object we are going to select and make a region, I have to press enter key. Then immediately the region will be created. So as you see, this object is 1 now. You can't erase one side out of this object. So this object is turned to one region. So this is how to make region on AutoCAD. So we will discuss this in detail when we discuss about 3D modeling. So the final discussion point for this tutorial is adding text to your drawing. So as you see, you can add text to parts of your drawing. You can type in the title inside your drawing area. To do so, there is A located on draw toolbar. This A stands for multi-line text. So I have to click on A. Then I have to draw a rectangular box inside which I will write my text. So I want to write my text here. So I have to draw my rectangular box. Then by drawing a rectangular box, this option will appear. Here you can change the text style. So I want to use Times New Roman text style. With 0.2 text height, you can't see the text inside your drawing. You can't read it. So you have to increase this text height to at least 1 drawing unit. Then you can also change the color of your text. For example, you can make it green, blue, yellow, whatever you want. For example, I select magenta as a color. Then you have to type your text here. So I will type basics of drawing. So once you are done with your typing, you have to click on OK here. So by clicking on OK, you can get the text here. So you can edit this text by double clicking on the text again. So by double clicking, you have to select, you have to highlight the text. Since the size is very small, you can increase the size, for example to 3. Then okay, so the size is increased. You can also erase the text. This is all about today's tutorial. In the next tutorial, we will discuss about dimensioning. Thank you. Goodbye.